Welcome back to JB Reviews. I have a 2023 Ford F350 Tremor.
Now in the past, you were not able to get the Tremor package in the XLT until now.
Special shout out to Larry H. Miller here in Salt Lake City. Be sure to ask for Brian. He actually just sold this truck. He ordered it for a customer. So if you would like to get one just like this, I'll show you guys the window sticker next. That way you can make it easy to get it built.
This is going to be the window sticker for the Tremor we're going to be reviewing today. And this is just the spec of this truck. And as far as some of the standard equipment goes, this is just a short listing of it. Now here are all the options that equal out to be about $26,000. And total price is $82,695.
So I know that price point does sound kind of high, but this does have the high output Powerstroke. And this truck is pretty well equipped. Now this grille, I've seen it in the past. This comes on the STX package on the XL models, and I think it looks amazing. Full LED headlights, high and low beam, turn signals, and accent light, as well as your fog lights down below. It looks to have like a projector style. You also have those tow hooks, 360 camera, so you have a forward-facing camera for the trails. And then check out that hood too, really great design. And one thing that I love about the Tremor is your lower chin guard, diffuser, whatever you want to call it, is so much smaller. Let me see if I can get a better angle right here. I love the way that looks. That's probably the one reason why I would get this truck. I'm not gonna lie to you. Tow hooks up front, right there. Wow. And then off to the side, 35-inch tires. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Dirt Tracks. Now I'm not a huge fan of these tires, but it seems like when you get more sidewall, these tires get better. So LT 285 75/18, and then here are the capacities. So 4,080 pounds per tire. That's like the highest I've seen so far at 80 psi. And they do have a raised suspension up front, limited slip differential. And then check out the new badge. And here's a high output Powerstroke badge down below. Puddle lights are there, accent lights, and turn signals. And what's a off-road truck without a high clearance step too? Really good appearance there. Now I want you guys to remember this is an XLT, so some of the stuff that you see on this truck is going to come available, okay? Now I know a lot of people have been saying they don't like the steps. I love the steps because it makes it look more like a truck in my opinion. 34-gallon fuel tank, and I believe this is a 7.4-gallon DEF tank. And because this is a 3500, you're going to have those overload leaf springs. You have 4 leafs in the main pack. And you're going to have a tuned suspension for off-roading. And here's a good side view of this truck too, guys. Looks really good. In the comment section, let me know what you guys think about these mud flaps too. And out back, these are not full LED tail lights, but some of the other bulbs in there are incandescent bulbs. Here's that back step, parking sensors, Class 5 receiving hitch down below. They do provide a light for that conventional hitch and a camera. And then here's your 7-pin and 4-pin. And then you have an assisted tailgate too. There is no step built into this one as well, which is a good thing. I'm gonna show you guys the payload, so you probably pick up a little bit of payload not having that. There's a 12-pin for camera, and then this is your 7-pin. This is how you turn on those bed lights. And up top, there is a camera. This is the first time I've seen a 5th wheel prep package on these trucks as well. So I've heard that that does slow down your build process. They did actually restyle these, by the way. Forgot to mention that. And here's the black paint in the shade. Now in the past, Ford has been class leading with their standard output Powerstroke, but Ford said it wasn't enough. They wanted to really jump ahead of Ram and GM, so they introduced the high output Powerstroke. This engine has 500 horsepower, 1200 pound-feet of torque, which is absolutely insane in today's time. I mean, that is just insane. And they use a water jacketed turbocharger too. So when you think about this engine, there's not a lot of differences. So they probably just beefed up the tune on this truck, the turbocharger. And let's just face it, it has pretty much the same specs as the standard output. 15.8 to 1 compression, bore and stroke is obviously still the same. It is mated to a 10-speed transmission, and it has really deep gears as well. And I almost forgot to mention, the axle ratio out back is a 355. This is a locking axle. And then check out your Tremor shock absorbers. I think that the XLT with the Tremor package is going to be very, very important for Ford, and here's why. These trucks have gotten astronomically expensive, right? But let's just face it, what Ford is doing for this model year is they're making the lower trim levels a lot more luxurious. For example, you have power folding mirrors, right? You also can push the mirrors out for tow mode. So you can be as lazy as you want to be in this truck. Obviously power windows, power door locks. B&O sound system. When has that ever been available for an XLT? Here are some of your power functions for the seats and lumbar support. However, the back support is manual. Check this out. You have a telescoping steering wheel. And then here's some of your lighting controls. You can turn on the bed light from here, electronic parking brake. And let's check out the overall seat designs too. This is a really nice setup here. Now they do provide a vinyl wrap steering wheel, which I'm not too enthused by. But again, you have a digital gauge cluster, 12-inch display, 360 camera. I mean, like, this truck, it literally has it all. Push button start. I mean, it's just a really nice truck. And for what you're getting for the money, I think that is a really good option. So here's some of the camera controls there. Exhaust brakes up there. You have two levels. You have what they call on and then automatic. Caution lights, traction control off, and then this is going to be like a cruise control for trail. Now it does not have dual climate control, which is fine. But here's your driving modes. You can just turn clockwise or counterclockwise. You can turn on the trail turn assist right here. Locking rear axle, as I mentioned. USBs down below. And this is just an open storage, so in the higher trim levels you do have a cover that slides. This can be had with 2 cup holders or 4. And if you just need 2, you have storage. Leather wrapped center console that is lockable too. And this is pretty deep as well. There's 2 USBs inside of this location. They're type C's. And then check this out. Plenty of power plugs, 12 volt, 120 volt. And let's go ahead with anything else I want to show you. Let's go up here first. Auxiliaries. Great location for those. Place for your glasses or sunglasses. And you have LED lights. Here's for your vanities. And let's go ahead and hop over to this side. So here's the door card for the passenger with some of the controls. Door handle. Storage, more storage with bottle holders. This is a manually operated seat without lumbar, but overall nice design for the seats. And then you have this storage. And this is going to be hard plastic too, so that's the only downside if you do want the lower trim, is you're going to have a little bit more noticeable plastics in the interior, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, this is a truck, right? And 60/40 bench out back. This does have the collapsible storage here. And let's check out the door card. Grab handle right here. Then 2 more Type-C USBs, air vents. You have a 120 volt and another 12 volt. And then you have 2 cup holders. Roof has some lights with some hooks to hang things. If you want to put the seats down, you just have to pull this and they drop down. Alrighty, so here is your digital cluster. So there's a few things that they added. So I'm gonna hit menu right there. There it is. And let's check this out. This is my favorite thing from the new Fords. General measurement. So you have engine coolant, transmission temp, engine oil temperature, battery voltage, turbo boost, engine brake, exhaust filter, DEF level. I mean, this is awesome. And it continues. You have auxiliary gauges here, and you have your exhaust brake and turbo here. So if you want, you could put all these gauges in my view, and that way it's just a quick menu to go to see what you have. They have a comm screen, they have your trip 1, fuel economy, tire pressure, and then you can add or remove screens as I mentioned. Love the layout. Something that Brian had mentioned is they show you your driver assistance too in here too, which is nice. So like for your lane keep, things like that. You do have the gear limiter, and right here you push the M to put it in manual mode. That's really good for towing. And here's the 12-inch display. So I've mentioned this so many times, I'm gonna keep saying it. The reason why I like large screens is you get dual displays here. So if you want to see navigation plus your audio controls, that's so cool. And again, some people just like the larger screens because it's easier to view things as well. Also, Ford has made this system really user-friendly. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all those features are still here. And yeah, here's just a list of things that you can show on the side. You even have your off-road, bed camera, and this screen is pretty customizable too. I don't know if I showed you guys, but you have your trailer brake right there, and some of your driving modes. This is something that's cool about this Tremor, is that it does have like a rock crawl. So this is the first one you're going to see, and then tow haul mode. You also have normal, slippery roads, off-road, rock crawl, and that's the last one that you see there. You have to be a full load to engage that though. So here's the moment most of you guys have been waiting for, the numbers. So this does have a front gross axle rate rating at 5,200 pounds. The rear is 7,050, and this has a gross vehicle weight rating of 12,000 pounds. All in, this has a payload of 4,228 pounds, which is a big number. These trucks are pretty much capable of towing larger trailers. Now I did notice the rear axle is actually a little bit lower, and that's something that you're going to have to consider because it is easy to exceed that axle with a fifth wheel because you can't distribute the weight unless you change things around inside the trailer, which won't do much depending on what you're moving around. But I hope this video was helpful, guys. Special shout out to Larry H. Miller, Super Ford here in Salt Lake City. This truck is sold, and I'm pretty sure whoever purchased it is going to be really happy. Has a great appearance, and these trucks are coming out of the factory with you not needing to do anything to them. See you guys in the next video.